calm down, Amy. You're not a Jew. You're not a Jew. Calm down. Sorry, madam. Can you give
Israel?
Can you give the
It's like my dad is a killer and I gave statistics for my dad.
Hamas is the killer, and they give their numbers to the world. It might be way
You
less.
said half of them are combatant. There's 2 million
Why
population
don't
of
you
Gaza.
condemn Hamas?
Telling
Why don't you condemn Hamas? Who want to commit genocide
my bad.
against the Jewish
So, one
people
second.
in their
So,
manifesto?
40,000,
Why don't you protest
20,000
against
combatants.
that? If you call for Hamas to surrender, then this wouldn't happen. There are millions of
calm down.
that live in Israel.
No one cares.
If I was to interview Hitler, he would come and say to me, half of the 6 million Jews are killable combatants.
Hamas
No,
wants to
he would
genocide
say
the Jewish
half the
people.
They're Jews, not because they're combatants.
You're killing them because they are Palestinians.
No,
Yes.
then they can't. There are 2 million Palestinians.
They own your land and you want that land. It's as simple as that.
There are 2
It's land
million
to do with land.
Going back to land, you said you're Orthodox Jews. According to your scripture, you should not be in those lands until the Messiah comes. I am.
Here's my take.
What you're saying doesn't make sense. There's such
What
an
you're
easy
saying, you're not
comeback.
following the
You wanna
scripture.
switch- you wanna
Here's
switch
my
topics.
response to that
We
question.
talked about scripture.
Wait, here's my response to that question,
Yes.
right? When Israel was started as a country, Orthodox Judaism did not support that.
Rightly so.
Currently,
to scripture.
To scripture, right? Currently, more than half the Jews in the world live in Israel, right? For whatever reason, is it political? Is it biblical? Half the Jews in the world live in Israel currently, right?
Yeah.
As Orthodox Jews, we support the security of Jews wherever they are in the world.
Do you think they're more secure now?
Of course, absolutely.
Then carpet bombing Gazans then, if you're more secure.
No. Do you know how
They
many
attacked topics. They attacked us. That's
They attacked you, but that doesn't show security. That doesn't show security.
Of course it does.
And if the Israeli government wasn't there,
You've just been
wasn't
attacked.
there,
How is that
Hamas
security?
is a terrorist organization.
Okay, when does it end? When does it end?
When Hamas is gone.
And
This is
but Daniel
and
Hagari,
that's why when Israel is
wait. But Daniel Hagari said it's preposterous to believe that we can get rid of Hamas.
I'm not David
But these are
Hagari.
people making the decisions.
Netanyahu does think there's a way to get rid of Palestine.
But
Hamas.
the guy that he's hired to get the job done thinks you can't.
Who did he hire to get the job done?
Daniel Hagari,
What's Daniel Hagari's job in the government?
Daniel Hagari, Ben Gavir, all of these guys.
Gavir's defense.
All of those guys are jokers, including the leader, Netanyahu, who again is an
Could be.
atheist.
They're probably going to lose the election. That doesn't have anything to do with this war.
Let's forget the election. We're talking about lives that have been lost.
Very simple.
Very simple.
One second.
It's a tragedy.
When the Jews ran away from
talk.
Nazi Germany in World War II,
Why keep switching? We can't
Let me
speak.
talk. Let me talk. I'm
Stupid.
finishing a point. You just switched topics again.
sorry, okay.
Currently, this war that's happening, 40,000 people are killed. 20,000 of them are innocent. Tragic.
They're
Every
women
single
and
one of
children,
them-
not innocent women and children.
Innocent women and children.
women
Yes,
Every single
but
one
that
of them
doesn't
is
just mean
tragedy.
only 20%. Only half of it is. There's more. Are you saying that the
I
other half
don't
that are
agree
not
that the other
that are
half.
not that are not women and children? You're saying all of them are combatants?
That's what Israel's saying. No, there's men that were
That's
killed.
genocide,
I care about
Israel. That's
Israel.
ethnic
not what I'm
cleansing.
asking for. You're listening to a terrorist organization.
That's
You're
ethnic cleansing.
listening to a democratic
How do you not
government.
see this?
The biggest terrorist
Hey,
state.
how do you
You're
want to
saying that the
cleanse
other
them?
half is
No,
ethnic cleansing.
No, half the combatants.
He said that if you're not a woman or a child, you're a combatant.
Hamas's numbers are inflated,
He's
right?
saying half the people who died.
Do you not have the same
He's
argument?
saying half are women and children, the other half are combatants.
Okay, okay, can we go to the root of the matter? Where did this all start from?
Where did what all start?
Where did this whole conflict start?
What we're talking about?
October 7th.
October 7th.
Let's go to the root of the problem. I don't want to deal with the leaves. Let's go to the
Why
root.
go October
October
7th?
7th.
Where did it all begin?
October 7th.
What we're talking about now is October
Before
7th.
October 7th. The beginning, the very beginning.
When
What's
the
the very
Palestinians
beginning?
climbed
Was there a
over.
migration of Jews to Palestine at one point in that time?
Yeah, there
Okay,
was.
good. So, did the Nakba happen? No, Nakba happened.
You don't believe the Nakba happened?
There was a war. Israel won the war.
You don't believe the Nakba happened? You don't believe in a mass exodus, a mass moving and a massacre of
Mass
Palestinians?
exodus, very different than forcing people to leave.
Yes, a mass exodus
means they
and
chose to
a
leave.
slaughter and a killing as well.
The
You don't believe
slaughter,
killing?
I would say there's a war. Wouldn't you? Was there not a war?
No,
Was there not five governments?
it's colonialism. That's what it is. You have people living on that land, and you've now suddenly been moved out, and now you're killing them as they're moving
How
out.
is that colonialism? Jewish
guys think-
people are indigenous to that land. It's the opposite of colonialism.
When Palestinians are living there, before this is 1900, who was living there?
In United
What was
States
the
of
country
America,
called?
In United States of America.
In
where I live,
1900s, what was the place called?
It was part of the Ottoman Empire.
No, what
It was called.
The Ottoman Empire.
It was
The
called
Palestinian
Palestine.
region in the- Wait.
called the Ottoman Empire.
Who named
Syria,
it Palestine?
Palestine.
Who named it
It was
Palestine?
From the
Palestine.
Romans. It's all up from the Romans.
Who named it
What was before that?
If you want to go before,
Palisades. And Philistines and
Who named
Palisades.
it Palestine?
We'll come to
you want
that.
to go all the way.
You want
We
to go
can,
to the
we can.
root?
All the way.
We can, we
That's
can.
awesome, God.
You want to go now?
We can.
Who named it Palestine?
Who what?
Who named the region Palestine?
Before Palestine, they were called Palisades, they were called Philistines. The name
Romans
Palestine has
named
been
it Syria.
indigenous to
The
them.
region. Who named
Doesn't
the region?
matter.
It
They
does
were
matter.
they were
It does
Palestinians
matter.
from the get-go.
No, there's Philistines, very different people.
Philistines, Palisades, you've got people that
I asked
have
you a question,
great
answer.
knowledge
I asked
in this
you a question,
field.
answer
They're
the
saying
question.
Palisades. I'm answering your
Who
question.
named
I'm
the
just
land
answering another way you
Palestine?
want.
When did it call
Palisades
Palestine?
is
It was
the
the Romans, right? It was the
precursor.
Romans.
It was the precursor
Why
to
did the
Palestine.
Why did the Romans name it Palestine?
Palisades were
Let me
precursor
go.
to Palestine.
Why you keep talking? Let me go.
Because you asked me a question, I'm responding to
You're
that
not.
question.
You're skirting around and changing
No,
the
just
point.
because you don't like the way I've responded to
because
it
you-
doesn't mean I
was
haven't
a factual
responded to it.
response. No.
I don't
Israel-
care if you don't think if you
It was
don't
the
think
land of
Israel is
Israel.
committing a
Word.
genocide. Don't talk to me about factual. You've got
I
no
have.
clue what the
Sorry,
word factual
we
means.
climbed over walls
You're
and slaughtered
deluded.
babies.
You think Israel is this benign state.
Where did you get this from? Slaughtered babies. Where did you get that from?
Again, we're switching
You
the
climbed,
topic.
not
You
climbed
said slaughter
over
babies.
walls.
Let me
and
ask
killed
you a
babies.
I'm saying that.
I
You
know,
just saw
he's
babies.
talking about
Palestine.
He's talking about Israel. Yeah, you're right. They killed babies.
Who
yeah.
named it Palestine? The Romans, right? Why did the Romans name it Palestine? Because when they conquered the kingdom of Judea, Jews, they wanted to humiliate them. So a way to humiliate them was to give them a biblical foe, the Philistines, that didn't exist anymore, which were actually sea people that came from Greece to that land, attacked the Egyptians, and got drove into Israel, the Philistines, arch enemies biblically. So therefore the Romans named the region Palestine.
Why are you starting at the
to
Romans?
humiliate them.
Why are you starting at the Romans?
Back when God
No.
gave it to us.
This is-
when-
we're
Let's go back to the Israelites.
talking-
Who were before the
We're
Israelites?
talking in 2000 BCE.
Let's go before that.
Palestinians in 2000 BCE.
4,500 years. They were the Canaanites.
Yeah.
They were Arabs.
No.
Eh?
They're Canaanites.
That's your grandfather. Who is that?
Where's your, do you
Those
have
are
any
your grandparents.
Do you have any DNA that says you're
Those are
Canaanite?
your
Do you
grandparents.
serve Canaanite idols?
You got.
Do you serve idols?
There are
serve
pairs.
Allah?
They were
Do you
all
serve
idolaters.
Allah
They
or
serve
idols?
idols. They serve idols.
They do. Yeah.
We don't.
We
We
don't.
have
They
that in
serve-
common.
Right,
We have that in
right.
common.
Canaanites were idol worshippers.
All of them were idol worshippers.
Canaanites were
They
idol
weren't
worshippers.
Arabs.
Look at the
They're
Bible.
idol-
I don't follow the Bible.
But they weren't Arabs
I
though.
follow the Quran.
The Quran. Canaanites
We're
were
talking
idol
about their
worshippers.
theology.
A lot of our books the same. Canaanites.
We're not
By
talking
the way,
about their.
Palestine's not
We're
in
not
your
talking
book,
about
it's
their theology. We're talking about their
Israelites.
ethnicity. Were they not Arabs?
No, they were.
You're the only
You
one.
guys have
You're the
nothing-
only one I've heard say that.
Palestinians currently have nothing in common with them. Not in culture, not in language. They're gone.
If I as a Muslim went to them,
Oh, this here.
Yeah.
and I said to them, based on my religious scripture, these lands belong to
She's
the
gonna
Lord.
follow us.
No one will listen to you.
No, listen to me. No, I'm saying you admitted that the Palestinians took the Jews in when the whole massacre was happening.
I didn't
You
say
guys,
anything about that.
no. Did Jews migrate to Palestine?
Who was in charge then when they migrated?
No, I'm
The
telling
British,
you,
the British, right?
Palestinians.
The British
No,
took
one
people,
second,
not
one second.
Palestinians.
No, before that.
Are you
wait,
stick with
there
the
is-
point?
What
Carpet
I'm
bombing
saying-
is
Hebron
biased.
What I'm
massacre.
saying
Hebron
is-
massacre. You guys are gonna take
What
us.
I'm
Get out of
saying
here.
is, you guys migrated there. They took you
Oh,
on
yeah.
board, and then from there, you
The British took us there.
They're not gonna know.
Irrelevant. You came there, and you took over those lands, and it all started from there. So
No.
don't go to October 7.
If you're going to say
Don't go to
history,
October
I'm going to
7.
say history.
Okay.
History's not 100 years old. History's for the entire existence of the globe.
But remember what I said
Jews
to you?
have been there before Islam existed.
Even if we go with the argument, I said to you, if I was to go to America and say my religious scripture, the Quran says this
Yeah.
is my lands,
one
what would
cares.
happen? No one cares.
No one cares. But
Good.
if you won a
So
war,
this is
then you
the
win.
argument.
It's very simple.
Okay, good. So are you telling us if
What's
the,
your point?
if the Muslims re-win the argument, you guys can be kicked out?
If
Same logic. So if we say, you know what?
according to the globe, according
Yes.
to how the world works,
Yes.
if the Palestinians got a
Yes.
stronger
Yes.
army and beat
Yes.
us, then we
Yes.
wouldn't be there anymore. It's
Okay,
very simple.
all right, good. So you would accept that. So if their power is
I wouldn't
shifted-
like it, but it would be the fact
Yes.
of the matter.
But
Very simple.
But believe me, one
Yeah.
thing, that the Palestinians will never be doing what you're doing to them. Even if they are strong
That's
in power.
It's ludicrous.
Oh, the guys who
October
told them
7th,
they
they massacred
I
us.
went and
It's
raped
insane.
women
Let me
and
tell you
killed
why.
babies.
October
Let me tell you.
7th.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
October
Can I tell you
7th.
something?
Yeah,
My
Can I
friend,
tell you
that's crazy.
it's
Can I tell you
very,
something?
it's very funny. It's like me beating you guys up,
Why do you keep beating
killing
us
your
up?
kids, kicking them from their house.
Who started the war?
Kicking them from their house.
48.
And
Who started
then,
it?
and then, if they retaliate, if they tell them,
Right
the
here,
UN,
right here.
the UN has given
We're
permission.
right here, we're right here,
Yeah, no,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
When they retaliate, it's like, oh, but why did you hit me for?
No, but
So
here-
the point
Wait,
is-
it's not.
Who
it's
started
not-
the war in
hold on,
48?
let me
My
Here's
friend,
the
my
logic.
friend, my friend.
Okay,
your
let me
logic
say,
is flawed.
that
Your
whole
logic is flawed.
analogy is dumb.
Your logic
It's
is
not a
flawed.
slap
The
and a slap.
Palestinians will
You
never
came
do
out
what
with
you're doing.
guns.
What Israel
You
is
came with-
doing, in our scripture, look, you guys can use Amalekites. Look, you can be against that. Benjamin Netanyahu used Amalekites clearly. Nowhere in our scripture does it tell us that we can kill innocent men, women, children, or babies. Period.
Neither.
In
I
your
don't know
scripture,
your-
yes, it
I
does.
don't know
did
your-
all.
First
I
Samuel
don't know
chapter
your-
15, verse 2 to 3. In the book of Numbers,
Samuel
in the book of
53.
Numbers,
What?
it does. This is look.
I don't know your book. That's
No,
all
I'm
I
talking
said.
about your
No,
book.
your book.
First
Yeah,
Samuel,
we destroy
the book of
Malachi,
Numbers.
absolutely.
Exactly. Thank you. You're proud of it. Kills men,
course.
women,
Yes,
children, and babies.
100%.
Yep.
And
Babies as
babies.
well, yeah?
And babies.
What have babies done?
babies.
What did the
From
donkeys
Amalek.
do?
Good.
God said so. That's all I know.
But what did the donkeys do though?
God said
What's
so.
the connection to your argument?
What's the
My argument
connection?
is
You're trying to
What about
compare the
babies?
Amalek
What?
to
What about the ba- what did the
What does that
babies
have to do
do?
with your
Listen,
argument?
no.
You're
When
talking
the
about a biblical
Palestinians,
group.
inshallah, when the
You picked a
Palestinians,
random group from the Bible
inshallah,
that we
when the
have to
Palestinians have the
destroy
power
and said
again and
that's Gaza.
overthrow,
That's not Gaza.
listen to me.
Yeah.
Inshallah, when the
Go ahead.
Palestinians have the power and overthrow the Zionist scum dirtbags, and inshallah I live to see it, I mean, yes,
Ameen.
they will never be killing innocent men, women, and children because it's against our religion. But from your side, and you guys, you said that's not, we don't condone that. Benjamin Netanyahu, he quotes Amalekites. We have no scripture telling us to kill innocent men, women, and children. That's the difference between us and you.
I don't know about your scripture. I know on October 7th, people have the opportunity to murder Jews, and what do? They murder Jews. So don't tell me your scripture. Tell me the facts
October
that matter.
7th, October 7th happened in 2023.
Okay.
How many Palestinians were killed in 2023?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Oh, so
I
but
don't
you're saying
care.
everything started October 7th?
No.
What about the death of Palestinians? Nothing
It's
started
terrible.
there?
It's a tragic thing.
Oh,
It's a
so
tragic
then
thing.
October 7th it was a tragedy as well then.
Okay.
Yes.
Then why does
But-
everything start as a
but
tragedy?
Israel has the ability to respond to that tragedy. Or whatever. Yeah, that's what they're
How?
doing.
By killing babies.
That's what they're currently doing.
Guys,
By
you
killing
guys
women.
don't have the
You
ability
don't
to
know what war
respond.
is.
You're
My
pretending
Well,
like
it's
you
not
are
killing
ignorant
women and
about
children.
anyone that
Give
ever
me
happened. One war in the history of the world that a kid wasn't killed.
Let's end on
One.
this note. Let's
Give
end
me
on this note.
one.
Let's end this note. At least you guys condemn some stuff, yeah? But let's end this note.
switching it
Can you,
again.
you said about war. You said the war. Let me
Well,
tell you
switching
something.
topics.
As Muslims, we are not allowed.
But you still do.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
Right, but all the religious
Absolutely.
fighters climbed over the
Look,
wall
you are
and they
not my
killed our
teacher.
people.
The Quran is my teacher. If I was to follow you, you would justify
Maybe
killing
you should go
donkeys and
teach all
babies,
your-
yeah? Okay, which I don't do.
God does fine.
We are
By the
not
way, we have
allowed.
the same
We are not
God.
allowed. We are
Keep
not
going.
allowed. We are not allowed. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you that the scripture that we follow tells us we are not allowed
Doesn't
to kill women
and
and
we
children.
are
our
not allowed to
scripture
go
doesn't
kill
say that
innocent
God
Palestinians.
said kill donkeys and babies.
Amalekites. But thank you guys for having a discussion. She's gone already, but thank God for that.
Why'd you leave?
People
Why are you
leave
leaving? You couldn't answer any of our questions. You're leaving.
I will
That's
let the
great.
audience decide if you
You switch topics a trillion times.
Now,
You guys have
switch it.
cameras.
excited to
Put up
see
the
the cut.
footage.
I think
I like
people
to see you're going to
There'll-
produce it.
there'll
to
be
your
no-
fans.
there'll be no
You
cuts.
can answer a single question.
There'll be no cuts.
My
People
friend
can
came
make
here
videos.
last week, argued with you. His video's all
I
cut
don't
up.
ever,
Just
I
saying.
don't ever remember
Well, chance
debating
to
with
hear
your
this
friend.
part.
But anyways, like I
What
said,
is it?
inshallah,
0% chance.
inshallah, Palestinians will take over back their lands. Inshallah.
How about this?
Inshallah.
How
Good
about
luck,
this?
good luck,
How about this?
Good
How about
luck.
this? On our
That's
lives,
all facts.
everyone should have peace in the entire world.
That sounds nice to the ear.
that's
That's
all-
what's happening.
You clearly don't believe in
Your
this.
Guys,
statement
why
is
would
also
you-
nice to the ear.
You guys should be asking
Your
for this
statement's
more.
nice to the
Okay,
ear
this
too.
is
It's not
like-
going to happen. But for the sake
Any
of
last words? 'Cause I don't-
for the sake of peace for the entire globe, shouldn't we all come together to say, let's make the future bright for
Yeah,
everybody?
let's make it bright by kicking out the Zionists.
Should we make the future bright for
Zionists,
everybody?
yeah, by kicking out the Zionists.
Should we make the future
You wanna
bright for
join us?
everybody?
With a mindset.
No.
I-
Why
listen,
not? Why not?
in peace.
It's just a little
Let's get
mindset
rid of
difference.
Zionism.
Oh, peace.
Zionism. Let's get rid of Zionism.
There's a bit of a mindset difference.
Are
That's
you
all.
Jews?
What's that?
There's
There's a
Jews
bit of a
against
mindset
Zionists.
difference.
No,
I'm saying we want peace.
not
You're saying
us.
we want us out. Okay, you guys want us dead?
We want
You can
peace.
only have peace if there is a person who is killing innocent
By us
women and
dead.
children to get rid of them.
Okay.
Why do you have to die? Why
Even
is it white
Hamas
dead?
doesn't want you guys
Why
dead.
Why are you doing
That's
that?
the one dead.
No.
Right, so
They
when they
tried,
climbed
they
over the
tried.
wall,
If I was
in the-
in the north,
they would have
One
killed
second,
me.
one
They would have
second.
killed
One
me.
second, one
They would have
second.
slaughtered me.
One second.
They would have shot me in the
One
head.
second. You've made the point.
And they would have shot both
In,
of us.
1 second. In 2017,
Yeah.
Hamas did a revision of the charter. Do you know this?
No.
sure.
Oh. And then they made a distinction between Zionists and Jews. Did you know this?
And that was
I
because
haven't
you was
seen
on
it.
October 7th, right?
Yeah, that's why they
Because
kill.
your
That's
media
why there's
won't
women
tell you this.
that were working for peace
One second,
organizations
one
in
second.
Gaza that lived in Israel that got massacred,
One
right?
second.
Because they revision
You're
their
asking me
charter.
things, then when I try to respond, you're speaking over
Go
me.
ahead.
So
No, you
you
haven't
kept
done that.
mentioning,
And
you
then you tell
kept,
us we don't answer.
yeah. I'm
haven't
trying
answered
to
a single
answer.
question.
October 7th, you're saying the fourth strongest military on the planet. That know even if a leaf moves, gets lasered, and they know everything that goes in and out. These people from underground come in hand gliders. And you're saying Israel had no understanding of that whatsoever. There was no knowledge.
On a
Really?
holiday. By the way, on one of the biggest holidays in Jewish
And
culture.
no one knew.
What's the concept
How
about that?
convenient.
Simchat Torah, you never heard of it.
Because
So
even
now
if you
we're
look,
switching to- it was
even
what?
if you look at Israeli news, even they're saying. So why you? I'm over here. I'm over here. Hello. Hello. Listen. Even Israeli news are saying Netanyahu was told by Egypt. Netanyahu was told by his own officials. Did he ignore the threat?
I don't know. That's a terrible mistake, and he's
Well,
going to lose the election because
Well,
of
that's
it.
that could be homework that we can go home and check out.
Yeah,
It's not as simple
that's
as
an
that.
What's
investigation
the
that
point?
Israel's
What's
going
the
to do
point?
when the war's over.
I wonder what the point is of that
Yeah,
statement.
Point is,
exactly.
inshallah, Palestinians take over.
I want to know what the point of that statement was.
Inshallah, Palestine will be free.
What was the point of that statement?
I
The
just wanna
point
live
is
to see it.
Palestine will be free.
No, it
That's
is.
your
I just want to
point?
live to see it. I want to live to see
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. That's true as well.
You guys argue like children.
Yeah,
This is crazy.
I mean.
And the Jews and the Christians and the Muslims will live back in those lands how they did before.
Oh, I mean.
They will, because in Islam, the Jews and the Christians are Ahlul Kitab, they're the people of the book.
Yeah.
They live under the protection of Islam. I don't know if it's vice versa with you guys, but with our
That's
scripture,
also when
I
we
don't
give
know,
you
I
the
don't know.
tax,
If
right?
I went to
Yeah,
Gaza,
yeah,
what would I
jizya.
ask
You have to pay jizya, my friend.
Oh, we have to pay
You have to pay jizya. It's 1 dinar a year, man. This is bargain. Do you know how much tax I pay to the government here?
A lot
my
of money.
friend, I keep borrowing money from him.
25 pounds
Yeah.
Jewish government.
He has to lend me
25
money
pounds for
every week.
cigarettes,
So, guys,
25 pounds
For cigarettes, it's criminal,
listen,
man.
that's haram. Don't drink smoke. Why are you smoking?
I don't smoke.
Don't
Never
smoke. It's
done,
haram.
but
Is it
it's
allowed
around
to
the
do
price,
it?
bro.
Is it allowed for you guys to smoke?
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not good for your body. Alcohol. Can you drink alcohol?
Yeah, we're allowed to. Absolutely.
Do it quite a bit, yeah.
But in our look, when you live on the Islamic rule, you can have those things among your people. You have your own law. You have these rights. We're not going to, oppress you guys. The Zionists are doing it to the Palestinians.
luck,
Alright, the
So
ones
inshallah, Palestine will be free.
What about the Palestinians that live in Israel? Do they have those rights?
Oh, they don't. They don't. They do. They do. They do.
I was in Israel. I
There's
see
a
every
Supreme
day.
Court justice.
Palestinians would come with the kids to the park.
Many Muslim people have left Islam. Jesus Christ is the human being who expressed himself to humanity all times, and that's how we should be.